Hello everyone, my name is Kenneth Clark. People who know me call me Kenny. The people who call me Kenneth are people I have on my friends list or Facebook or whatever, and they don't remember who the fuck I am. If they know who I am, they'd be calling me Kenny. Well, I'd say there's like 3 people in the world that call me Kenneth. So if you're not one of those 3 women, don't call me Kenneth. Because I'm gonna know you don't know who the fuck I am. I'm looking a little gross right now. I just woke up. I went out quadding. I went to go do this video out on my quad, but it is +1. Okay, that doesn't sound too cold. It's +1 degrees out. But there's still snow and water and stuff out there. I forgot my helmet, my goggles, and my gloves outside last time, so I went there today, and you know, dew is just covered in water, and I got it in my car drying out right now. So I went out there, no helmet. I had sunglasses on from work, which are really shitty, and yeah, it just wasn't fun. I was cold immediately, and I tried to do a video, and I'm sitting there going so I'm in my warm car. I got my heat going. It's a little bit too warm in here now. I'm a very temperamental bitch, as I'd put it. I don't like it too cold. I start complaining. I get too warm. I'm a fat ass. I start sweating. That's gonna change though. That's the G code right there. I'm gonna make sure that I do not stay a fat ass. Alright, well, I'm not a fat ass. I joke about it, so the people around me that are actually bigger, you know, whatever. So, who am I? Kenny Clark. I grew up in Prince George, British Columbia. I've always said I love the town, but I don't know if I really believe that. I like that I got family here. Everyone I know is here. However, the last few years, I've had a real mindset shift where, okay, I'll go back a bit. When I was younger, really young, my dad, he was abusive. He was a piece of shit. Got drunk, he'd beat us, he'd yell at us. I remember one time, it was a nice day out, and like nicer than it is right now. Middle of summer, I don't know, maybe I'd say like mid-afternoon or something like that. I went inside the house. I don't remember what for. I was out playing with my friends. Well, I go inside and my old man is banging my mom. Right? I didn't realize this. Obviously, I would have not went into the fucking house. So I go up. My dad gets pissed off that I'm fucking interrupting him. He picks me up by my neck and he starts getting pissed off. Oh, it's nice. You can't be in the fucking house when it's this nice out. Picks me up, throws me down into the fucking corner, goes back in, and I go outside with my friends, live my life. That's the kind of guy he was. But now, he was also, despite all that shit, he was an amazing dad. It's like 50-50. Like, I hate to give the guy credit for all the good he did, because the shit outweighs the good. Right? All the bad outweighs the good. But you know, he taught me to fend for myself. He was the strongest motherfucker I've ever known. And like, even now, where I wouldn't say I'm in my prime, I'm supposed to be in my prime, the old man would probably be able to fucking kick my ass. The guy's missing all of his front teeth from hockey fights and bar fights. He was incredibly racist. So growing up, it's how I was raised. Now I'm not a racist. He was a homophobic, so growing up I hated gay people. I have no idea why. They're actually some of the fucking funniest people I've met, because, well, now I'm just kind of generalizing here, but from the openly gay people I've met, they're open with themselves, man. Like, I used to be worried about, oh, that guy's gonna hit on me and I'm gonna have to fight him. They're not gonna hit on me. They know I'm not, like, that's just like my ego talking, right? So my dad, huge homophobic, huge racist. And then the funny thing, you skip forward a whole bunch of years, my sister Well, she married a Nigerian, and while they were seeing each other down in Vancouver, and he got deported. He just got stopped at a roadblock. He got lazy with his paperwork, got deported back to Nigeria. So my sister moved down there, married, got pregnant. She came back here to have the child because if she was to have Jaden down there, completely different laws, rules, man's in charge. I might not have been able to ever meet my nephew, right? That's worst case scenario. You know, they've been able to meet Jaden. They've made trips and stuff. That's not about me though, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So then my sister marries this black guy. Holy fuck, my dad's mind just right? And it's look at this guy. What are you doing, dude? It's a fucking green light. I'm not gonna stop for you. Right in front of the cop shop too, you stupid drunks, man. Like, it's 8 in the morning. Whatever. None of my business. I didn't hit him. He stopped. And yeah, so then my sister comes back to Canada. A few years goes by, dates some more black dudes because that's her type, whatever. And then she meets a girl. And so she doesn't turn into a lesbian. She's bisexual, I guess is the proper term. And I just think this is fucking hilarious. Like, my dad's whole fucking mind world just fucking implodes. And like, I don't know. That's fucking karma. You're gonna live in the past, then, you know, you're gonna get upset. So growing up, that's kind of the background I came from. Luckily, I didn't fall too far into my dad's ways, but I gotta give him credit. He gave me the entrepreneurial spirit. When I was like 7 years old, we watched a video, and I don't remember what the movie is, but it was like about this Pac-Man World Championship. Pac-Man, okay? So they got all these dudes in this arcade fighting for a Pac-Man World Championship, and they're getting sponsors and stuff. So I'm like 26, 27. This was 10 years ago. No, that would have been like 20 years ago, I guess. Right? So like 2000, early 2000s, somewhere around there. Twitch, that wasn't heard of. YouTube, I don't even think that was even a thing yet, or it was like just fresh, and the only thing on there was that knew my gay guy, not gay. Yeah, so this is Sean, man, this is a hard challenge you got us doing. Like, I don't even know where to start, where to finish. So I guess going into high school, my dad left right before I got into high school. I've seen him once since then, and of course he was drunk. Going to high school, grade 8, it was whatever. I started selling weed, started doing drugs, mushrooms, ecstasy. Ecstasy was the first, I think, like the first hard drug I'd ever done besides weed. So I'm kind of going back and forth here. When I was, 11 years old, I started smoking cigarettes. 12, I started smoking weed. 14, maybe, it was the first time I actually got drunk. You know, before that, we're stealing beers and shots, but it never did anything. So, coming to high school, I've got this badass attitude, you know, I've got a chip on my shoulder from my dad. I was, the next few years, I was considered a bully, which I hate. And I've actually gone back and apologized to most of the people I can. There's some people out there that I may never see again. I've forgotten, I'm sure of, because in my head, I've apologized to everyone that I've ever been a dick to. I was never really the guy who would, you know, just go up and fight people. There's one guy, Jared Ryu. I grew up with him. We were pretty fucking rough on that guy. I think I even had a bit of a history with him and his sister, not dating or anything. We were so young, right? We were just friends. I knew them. And I really have no idea why I picked on that guy. And he's actually a nice dude. I've apologized to him. He hasn't responded, which I'm totally okay with. I've sent a few of these messages in the past. I'm like, hey, don't know if you remember me. My name's Kenny Clark. We went to high school together. I don't expect an apology or even a reply from you. I know what I did was shitty, inexcusable, whatever. So I don't need to hear back from you. I just need to tell you for me, and I hope at the same time it does some good for you. And what can I do? I'm not a millionaire. I can't go and buy these guys all Maseratis. And even if I could, that wouldn't solve, well, okay. If someone back in like high school who picked on me, which never happened, came in like, hey man, I'm sorry, here's a Maserati. Okay, forgiven. It's all good, man. However, most people aren't like that. And anyone who picked on me, it didn't really, besides I guess like my dad, it didn't leave a lasting effect on me. So then, when I was, how old was I? 13 when I got hired on at Wendy's. It was funny because then you had to be 14 to work. They didn't look at my age. They hired me. I've always been unreal at bullshitting myself through stuff, right? Like seriously, I was 13 years old. I had smoked a joint before I went to my interview. I had 2 interviews because they liked my first one so much, and they called me before I got home, which I only live like maybe like 5 blocks away. I actually just bought the house I used to live in, so that's kind of cool. And before I got home, there was already a voicemail saying, hey, you want to call us back? And I had the fucking job. I was a 13-year-old, stoned, with blonde fucking hair down to my shoulders because I thought the girls at 13 years old thought that it was cool. And I got this job. So that was pretty fucking cool. It was, how much was it? It wasn't even $8 an hour though. It was like $4 or $6 an hour because it was training wage for my first job. So I noticed that some of these people at like my onboarding, they were like, well, I had a paper route. Can that go towards my work experience? Yeah. I'm like, oh, I was a paper boy. Okay, well, can you show me proof? No. Okay, well, sorry, you're like $6 an hour. Oh, excuse me. So that was really shitty. Well, am I gonna beat this light? Yeah. And, so what next? This probably comes into the James territory. So I was about 13 years old. I would have been 14, 15 at this point. Like I said, I started smoking weed at a young age. So I was already, I wouldn't say connected, but affiliated with the bikers in town. So I was getting weed off them, and because I was a kid, they didn't care who the fuck I was, right? They sold me weed, which is sweet. It was funny though, if I'd bring a friend and be like, what are you doing bringing this kid with you? Like, dude, he's fucking older than me. But whatever. And there's this guy just driving in my fucking lane. And so I was working at Wendy's, but I started having so many of my friends coming up to me and asking to get them weed. Not to sell it for them, but hey, I need a dime bag, I need an eighth, and then the odd person would want like a quarter or a half ounce. Now, when we were that young, that much weed was unheard of. When we got that much weed, we got it free from the bikers because I was friends with their daughters, right? So we would go there, they'd get a big fucking fat sack of weed when we were kids, and then we'd just go and smoke. So that's kind of cool, but oh, cops, I should fucking slow down here. Yeah, so I started having so many people asking me. I called up the other guy that I'd been getting weed off of because he was not a biker, and I skipped a little part there. I did work for them for a little tiny bit, but I don't even think they really knew I was working for them. I think I was just moving weed for someone else, and his dad kind of, I wouldn't say he runs the town, but he's pretty high up in this town. So it kind of went to my head, oh, I was working with bikers, and I wasn't. I was basically just getting fucking played. I got a little bit of free weed out of it. Fast forward, whatever. I'm having all these people asking me for weed. I'm working at Wendy's and I'm answering calls. I literally got people coming to my work being like, hey man, do you think you could get me some weed after work? Like, oh yeah, just wait, you know? So I'm at work. I'm literally using the Wendy's phone. And I call up James, old buddy of mine. I'm like, hey man, I'm looking to get an ounce. Just curious how much you could hook me up for, right? And an ounce, it's fuck all. I think he said something like 160 or 180, which is, I won't even pay that now for if I'm just buying 1 ounce. I won't do that. So I call him up, he gives me some price, and it wasn't bad, you know, it's just, you just want an ounce, okay, whatever. And I'm like, all right, man, well, I'll get back to you. Like, in my voice, he heard that I wasn't sold, and I don't let people walk all over me. It's just, I'll walk away. What are you gonna do? You're gonna try and fucking fight me over an ounce or something? No. Well, James isn't even that guy anyway, so not a worry. But see, that's the kind of shit that goes through my head. I got all this shit that happened to me as a kid, and now I just expect that people are either gonna want to fight me, fuck me over, or, I don't know, slander me. I don't know what the word would be. And I want to give a huge thanks to Ryan Stewman, Apex. You're helping me overcome this. You might not know it. We've talked like 2 times, but like a year ago, I would have never given you guys money for any kind of fucking online program. But now I know it's not just an online fucking program, right? All right, well, I'm way off topic here. So I call him, no dice. He calls me back on the Wendy's phone. Nice fucking signal, you dummy. And so he's like, hey, were you planning on selling this, or was it just for yourself? I'm like, oh, I was planning on selling it, man. Like I'd never bought an ounce for myself. I was extremely cheap up to that point. I basically found out ways I would get free weed, and I hated paying for it. And that's another huge thing of why I started selling it, is I don't want to fucking pay for this shit. Like, it's a drug. I don't want to pay for drugs. Calls me back. I say, no, it's a bit too much. I don't really see how I can make as much profit as I want off of it. And he's like, okay, I'll tell you what, come over by my house. I can sell it. I don't remember the number. This was, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. 130 maybe, he told me. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's better than I could probably get at anyone else I know. He's like, hey, come over after you're done work. We'll set that up and we can go over everything. So basically, he gave me the 10 crack commandments, if you want to put it like that. He went me over the rules of hustling, my money, not fronting. Some people, I do front. Well, I did front. Yeah, it was quite the life. That was pretty fun. I ended up quitting Wendy's like a year and a half later. I was selling weed at the Christmas parties, at fucking work, out the drive-thru, out the back door. I always had a pipe in my pocket. When I'd go out to dump the garbage, I'd take my pipe and take a hoot out by the garbage can, and yeah, like, I don't know, just fucking a kid being stupid, living life, too much money, that fucked me over. Started getting a real job, bills, and I was used to the hustler life. It's another story for another time, and I will get there, because these videos are supposed to be one every day. Yesterday I did, well actually no, I guess today would be the first day. Yesterday I tried to do it and I screwed up. The video was all wonky, it was upside down. I just don't feel like editing it, and I feel I got a little bit more personal this time anyways. It's April 26th. My birthday is tomorrow, so that's pretty cool. Tomorrow, I also have my onboard call with Apex Entourage. I paid for it 2 days ago. I also have my second call with my mentor, Owen Brown. Thank you so much. You, I know at first you were kind of hesitant to kind of be my mentor, but I feel I persisted enough, I bothered you enough, and I stayed in your DMs enough. You just, you're like, well, I'm kind of already this kid's mentor, and he's not leaving me alone, so maybe if I just let him put a title on it, he'll drop it for a bit. But yeah, we had a call on Monday. That was pretty cool. And then he set up another one for tomorrow, next Monday, for follow-up, which is awesome. I think it's kind of what I need. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be releasing a video for you guys explaining what I do. Which right now, it's not too exciting. Thanks, guys. Cheers.